Hello and happy Sunday. So today I want to show you 15 interesting and beloved objects I own. And without further ado, the first object I'll show you is this USSR passport. And as we flip through it, you'll notice that it can be filled out and have a photo placed. And all of the writing is in Cyrillic. There's the old Soviet logo on it. And it has, as you dig into it, you'll realize that the questions don't seem very passport-like. Name of midwife. Was the midwife a member of the Communist Party? Did you see the picture of Stalin hanging on the wall in your living room? You should know since you were there. Have you been a partisan? Number of heroic acts. True number of heroic acts. How much vodka can you drink? Who is stronger, you or the bear? Number of family members taking part in the Great October Socialist Revolution. Your favorite book by Lenin, and so on. And you will see that this is actually a souvenir that I purchased when I was in Budapest. And Budapest was occupied by the Soviets. Here are some replicas of passport stamps. Travel permit to Poland not valid during a strike. Provisionary travel permit to Romania. Land of the great conducator, the fervent patriot, the outstanding revolutionary, the genius who built the modern socialist country of Romania, the national hero, the torch-like ideal of future generations, the brilliant revolutionary thinker, the excellent personality of the present-day political world, the father of all Romanians, the genius of the Carpathian mountains, the leader of our country, the secretary of the Communist Party, Nikolai Surusicin. And then you have these stamps. Travel permit to the United States of America. Welcome, asterisk, to the free country, the land flowing with milk and honey, provided that you possess relevant military, industrial, or scientific knowledge, or you are a professional athlete or acclaimed artist. So this is the kind of souvenir you could only buy in a place like Budapest. It's a little controversial, but it's more of a joke book than a true passport. And it has a lot of quotes by Lenin in it. And the pages look like, there's a wry sense of humor in Budapest. Interest permit to Ireland. We've got plenty of problems of our own, so adding one more you won't matter. Thanks. Travel permit to Bulgaria for an unforgettable 2-week-long vacation, living on pickled cucumbers and nothing else. Come and visit Hungary, the happiest barrack of the peace camp, the country of goulash, communism, and fringe socialism. Deutschland, the way of arrival in a suitcase in a car trunk by a Friedel-driven submarine, by a balloon made full of raincoats through a secret underground tunnel, etc. This is entrance to Great Britain. Please watch out for left-hand traffic. Extreme leftists will be turned back at the border. This is Cold War humor. The Cold War is still very fresh in Hungary. As you can see, they haven't gotten over a lot of the treatment they got, not just from World War II. Then in the 50s, when they tried to have a revolution against the Soviets, and finally they got their liberation in the 90s. So this is a Soviet passport slash joke book. Not to be confused with a real Soviet passport. This is a very small reproduction of the Rosetta Stone that I bought in the British Museum. Now, the Rosetta Stone was found by some troops under Napoleon in Egypt when they had invaded Egypt. And the significance of it is, with this, they were able to translate the hieroglyphics finally, because Latin, I think it was Latin and another language were on here, and they finally could translate what hieroglyphics meant. So this was a very significant find in the history of archaeology. And this is a very, very well done replica that I bought when I went to see the actual Rosetta Stone in the British Museum. And that was something I'd wanted to see my whole life. And it's, when you're in the British Museum, it's very crowded, so you have to be patient when you want to see the Rosetta Stone, because there's a lot of people who are looking at it. This is one of my favorite things ever, and I was even more excited when I was in Charlie Chaplin's house in Switzerland and I saw that he had a whole shelf full of these. These are bindings of the Strand Magazine, and this is very heavy because this is several magazines bound into this one book. This was done in 1891, so this is obviously pretty old. These are issues of the Strand from January to June, edited by George Nunes. But there's something very fantastic about this particular one that I want to show you. There is something incredibly amazing about this volume. But let's look at the cover real quick. We have a street from Victorian England when this was bound. I'm sorry, the scene here. And Southampton Street. And I'm presuming that the offices of the Strand might have been there. That's why they chose this scene. The back is just plain. So, let's open. Okay, it's got, this is actually the cover of the magazine, the inside cover. It's yellow. And here's a picture of Santa Claus from a story. Strand Magazine and Illustrated Monthly. Okay, then here we have the magazine bindings. This is January 1891. And each one's going to have different articles. There's a picture of the Strand here, so it is the same general area. You can see that tower right there. The story of the Strand. But those of you who are already thinking you've heard of this before, you have. Because the Strand is famous for not just being a popular magazine during Victorian times in England, is famous for introducing the world to one of the most famous characters in fiction ever. And that character, of course, is Sherlock Holmes. And Sherlock Holmes was written by Arthur Conan Doyle. Some of the pictures are kind of creepy. But what's special about this is before he wrote Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle wrote other articles for the Strand. other stories, fiction, mysteries. And this book contains the very first story published by Arthur Conan Doyle. And I'm going to find it. Unfortunately, there's no good table of contents, I don't believe, or index, so I'm going to have to look. Let's see, or maybe there is. Here we go. There is one. So, let's find it. Alex Dumas is in here. Alexander Dumas, who wrote The Three Musketeers. Let's see. And bear with me because this index is a little all over the place. It is 1891 after all. I wish you could smell this book. I like the smell of this old paper. It's really good paper. I probably just glossed right over it. See here. I hope I don't have to flip through the whole thing. Let's see here. Why would it not be in the index? Seems like a few years ago I went through the same exercise. I was looking for it here and I couldn't find it, so I had to flip through it. The children's story. A Passion in the Desert is, they made this into a movie. It's about a Napoleonic soldier who befriends a tiger. It's by Balzac, and it's funny that I have that in here too. I don't know if you've seen the movie. It's kind of a cringy, it's a little icky, I'm not gonna lie. The story is odd. Celebrities of the time. Each issue has celebrity news in it. The Night with the Thames Police. We had a story by Voltaire. Pushkin. There's a wealth of fantastic stories in here. Many of these stories have been forgotten by people, or these authors. Let's see. Bret Hart, the American. Child workers in London. Very much about the Victorian times. Guest of the Cannibal King. Guy de Maupassant. Gosh, I feel like I've already skipped over this. Camille. It may not have his name in the title. What I'm thinking is it might, since he wasn't a big author at this point, it might introduce him in the text of the story, which makes it a little harder to find. Well, my goodness, I know it's in here, but I am having a hard time finding it. Well, I can't find the story. It is in here somewhere. I skipped over it at some point, and I think he's mentioned. I think he's mentioned maybe in the text of the story as a new writer. I have to dig into this. Unfortunately, that's gonna drive me crazy. I had to dig into this a bit more, but it's interesting either way. Here is, this is a German travel book for Rome from 1925. And you see, purchased in Germany. Rome and Naples, and it's got nice little fold out maps. See? It's really a nice little piece of history to have a travel book like this. Everything is intact. All the maps are intact. You can fold them all out to see all the things in Rome, Naples. Several maps in here. It's got some an index in the back that you can unfold, as well as advertisements. It's still in very good shape. This is Washington, D.C. in 3D with built-in stereoscope viewer. Your glasses into the past. So if you look at these stereo sets through these viewers, you put your nose here and you look through these two lenses, these pictures appear to be 3D. And you can pick any picture and then you can look through the viewer at it. And it's really cool. These are all old stereo pairs, which used to be a very popular souvenir. You would buy it, they look like postcards. And you'd buy these and they assumed you had your own stereo viewers. If you didn't, they always had them in the bookstores or the souvenir stores, and you could look at the postcards and see pictures of Washington, D.C. And these are all old pictures, you know, with the Grand Army of the Potomac parade, and these are all from there's a nighttime picture. These are just very cool. A way of how amusement and entertainment was done in the past. And this is kind of like I love books like this because they're kind of like time capsules. It's the back of it. Very padded cover. This rosary looking crucifix is actually, it's not Catholic. This is actually Serbian Orthodox. When I went to Ostrog Monastery in Montenegro, you climb up a mountain to get to it. And on the way, me and Mary were noticing that many of these beads with crosses were hanging in the trees. And we were asking what it was, and people left these as offerings on their pilgrimage up to the monastery. So they gave us one to take. So I took this home as a souvenir to remember. And there's a little crucifix on it and these beads. And this is intended to be left as an offering on the path up to the monastery, which is carved into the side of a mountain. Other interesting souvenirs are these Dealey Plaza souvenirs. This is a pin that you could like put on your clothes, and this is a patch that you also could sew onto your clothes of the book depository in Dealey Plaza, which I thought was just a really interesting souvenir from the JFK assassination site. This small vase made of China was given to me by one of my friends from China who brought it back as a souvenir for me. And this was made in China. And I really like it. It's one of my little treasures. I like how this part's not glazed, but this part is. This is a small Fabergé egg. It needs to be polished, but this is worth quite a little bit. Is a Fabergés were quite popular a long time ago, but this is the only one I own. This is a real egg that has been decorated, painted, and has these pieces of turquoise set into it. It's very nice. These two tablets I made myself. This is an Aztec themed tablet, and this is a cuneiform themed tablet that I made. And I made them as decorations. I think I've shown this recently, but I love it so much. This is coins from the game The Witcher. And if you play The Witcher, these might look familiar to you. And there are let's see, I think there's 4 different coins, I think. But they look exactly like the money the florins and so forth that you get in The Witcher. And they're really nice. They have a lot of weight to them. They're heavy. So if you're a Witcher fan, this is a really cool thing to have. And this is a small bag of Chinese old coins. Oops, I keep hitting the camera and I'm sorry about that. Now let's love how they feel. And finally, this jar is full of these coins that I've gotten all over Europe. You can find them as souvenirs for places. So this is one I got at the Eiffel Tower. This is one I got, oh gosh, where was this? Mount Saint Michel. You can see it's got some enamel on it. This one is from the catacombs in Paris. This one is from Versailles. This one is also from Versailles, same coin. This is San Marco. This one is Little Greek Owl. I got this in Greece. No, this is the Little Greek Owl from the British Museum. It was yeah, there was a Greek owl in Greece though. This is from England. I got this at Stonehenge. This is Groot Market from Bruges, Belgium. The Great Market. This one is the Geyer Anderson cat in the British Museum. This one is the Tower of London in England. This is it's the Louvre in Paris. Winged Victory at the Louvre. This is one of the cathedrals. Oh yeah, Sagrada de Famille. This one is Bruges. This one is Sacred Decor in Paris, Sacre Decor. This is Versailles again. Quite a lot in Versailles. Royal Armories in the Tower of London. That's King Henry VIII's armor. This is the Basilica of San Marco in Venice, and the horses. This is Reichsburg Castle in Germany. This one is Mont Saint Michel and the sheep. This one is Chartres Cathedral in France. This one is from Versailles. Louis, the sun god. This is from the Louvre. It's the Mona Lisa. This is Charles I gilt close helmet, and this is from the Royal Armoury in the Tower of London. This is from France, from Paris. This one is also from France. This is D-Day Museum. This is an Eiffel Tower one from France. Another one, that's St. Michael. That's from Mont Saint-Michel. And also Normandy. So you have the jump wings. So, which is, Mont Saint-Michel is in Normandy. This is the Berlin Wall, I think. In Shingen. Yeah, this is pieces of the Berlin Wall you can see. This is Notre Dame. I was there before the fire. This is Regensburg Castle in Germany. This is a silver one of the Berlin Wall. And this is the crypt by Notre Dame. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon. Leave me a comment and a thumbs up. And I will see you again soon. Bye.